If you own a pocket hole jig, you need to build this. You know what used to drive me nuts about my Kreg jig? Every single time I had to go find my jig, find the screws, clamp the jig down just to drill a few holes. So I built this, a pocket hole workstation. The jig stays mounted permanently in the center. Both sides have storage compartments that hold all my accessories and my screws. And when the lids close, they sit perfectly flush so your workpiece has full support on each side. And yeah, it's a bit of a scrap wood mashup. I used walnut tops, plywood for the base in the box, black piano hinges I had left over from another project, some leather straps to hold the lids down, but somehow it actually turned out pretty cool.
I'll start by ripping down some of this 3/4 inch plywood into 3-inch strips. These will make up the 2 boxes on either side. In total, we need 8 pieces. I ended up turning this into a full set of builder-tested plans for anyone who wants to build one. Again, the one I'm building here is a bit of a mashup of scrap materials I had laying around, but the plan version is simple, clean, and designed to be built entirely from 3/4 inch plywood, so it won't look quite as scabbed together as mine. I'll leave a link to the plans in the description of the video. Now it's over to the miter saw to cut them down to their final lengths. Here I'm just dry fitting everything onto the plywood base, including the pocket hole jig in the center. And I'm going to leave about 1/8 of an inch between the jig and each box, just to give myself a little wiggle room. Once you're happy with the layout, go ahead and trace around the boxes. That'll give us the overall size and shape for the base. I'm going to extend my base width to a total of 14 inches so I can incorporate an oblong handle into the grip. Now it's back over to the table saw and the miter saw to cut the base to shape. For the front angle cuts on the 2 sides, I'm just going to use a skill saw. Now we'll start putting the boxes together with a little glue and some brad nails, which is kind of ironic considering this whole build is for a pocket hole jig. I probably should be using pocket holes here. As I'm nailing these together, I'm using a square to keep everything lined up. If these aren't square, the lids won't fit properly later on. With the boxes glued and nailed together, I'll set them back on the base we just cut and mark the inside edges. That gives us a reference line so I can pre-drill a few holes and add screws from the underside to secure the boxes to the base. Now we can glue and screw the boxes down to the base. And a little tip here, it does help to throw a couple clamps on here to hold the boxes tight to the base while you flip it over and drive those screws in.
Now when you're screwing plywood together, I find that a number 8 screw is a little too thick for plywood. Most of the time it ends up splitting the plywood. Recently I've been using these number 6 inch and 5/8 deck screws. They have a really small head. They countersink themselves into your pilot holes and it never separates the plywood. I find these awesome. So number 6 inch and 5/8. And while we're talking about screws, the Kreg screws that are used for pocket holes, they're great, they work really good, but they are a little bit expensive. And Kreg probably won't like me saying this, and there goes any chance of a sponsorship deal. But honestly, regular particle board screws, they pretty much have the same head as the Kreg screws. Can you tell which one is Kreg and which one is the particle board screw? Leave a comment below if you think you know. And they seem to work just fine for any of the builds I do. I just pick mine up at my local hardware store and they're half the price of the Kreg screws.
Now for our tops, we just want to measure the outside perimeter of each of our boxes and cut those lids to that size. Next, I'll take the piano hinge and line it up along the back edge of the top. Mark the center of the hinge. Then we'll make a cut right down that line. This will be our hinge point. The final step before assembly is to build up the center section between the boxes so the pocket hole jig sits perfectly level with the 2 lids. First, you want to set the lids on top of the boxes and measure from the base up to the top of the lid. Then subtract 7/8 of an inch, assuming you're using 3/4 inch stock, and the Kreg K4 pocket jig. Also, at the same time, take a measurement of the length of the center section and subtract 1.5 inches from that. Then cut 2 support blocks to that size. Glue and secure the support pieces to the sides of the boxes. For the top mounting plate for the jig, measure the exact length and width of that center section. Since this is a finished area, I'm cutting the top, the front, and the back edge all at 45 degrees. And then once again, glue and pin all your pieces into place. At this point, I'm adding an open carry handle to the front of the base, finding center and marking out a 1 1/4 inch by 7 inch slot. The easiest way to do this is by drilling 2 holes on either end with a Forstner bit and then using a jigsaw to connect the dots. So I'm adding 3 3/4 inch divider pieces, spaced evenly and a 1/4 inch lower than the actual depth of the box. Now for the lids. Glue and pin the back hinge support we cut earlier off the lid. Align it flush with the back and sides. Next, go ahead and set the lids onto the boxes and leave about a 1/4 inch gap between the hinge support and the lid. This will allow the piano hinge to operate smoothly and also give you a lip on the front of the workstation lid to open it easier. Pre-drill all your hinge holes and set those screws. At this point, I'm just going to rub a little oil over the whole piece inside and out just to give the wood a little protection and bring out some of the grain in the hardwood. Originally, I was planning to use a couple small metal buckles to hold these lids closed. I was certain I had some in my stash of leftover hardware, but of course, when you actually need something, you can never find it. So now I've got another idea. Here they are. These are just snap buttons, and I'm pretty sure I've got some leather here. So I'm going to cut a couple straps about 1 inch wide, roughly 7 inches long, and we'll see if I can make a couple simple straps for the lids. I've only worked with leather a couple times, so this will be a bit of an experiment. We'll see how it goes. Eventually, I did end up with 2 straps with a snap on each end. The cap screws are pretty short, only about a 1/2 inch, so before driving them in, I'm going to add a little bit of wood epoxy to the tip of the screws. That should hold them for quite a while. Last but not least, the star of the show, the K4 Kreg jig. All we want to do is center it between the 2 lids and screw it down. I'm using the 1 1/4 inch Kreg screws here to secure it to the top of the workstation. All right, so we're getting super close here. I just realized this thing is a little bit heavy. It's got some weight to it. I think really because of the hardwood tops. I think I'm gonna run out and grab a couple handles for the side. I don't have any of those in my shop, so I'll go see what I can find and I'll be right back. And I'm back. This is what I found. A couple bucks each. Should work good. They're black. Match the piano hinge, so we'll just mount them on the sides. And that's it. The jig is up. Now permanently mounted and ready to go. Now I can finally round up all the pocket hole screws and accessories that were scattered all over my shop and give them a proper home.
If you want to build one of these for your own shop, I put together a full set of builder-tested plans for it, step-by-step diagrams, cut lists, and everything sized to build it from standard 3/4 inch plywood. And if you're into small shop systems and practical woodworking builds, that's what this channel is all about. So thanks for watching, guys. I gotta get back to building more French cleat tool holders because this wall ain't gonna fill itself.